Hey guys, Mark here. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I am back home. Thank you, Lord. It's been the last week and a half has just been really, really long. Um, Trying to hurry up and get this place done. Close enough that they can move in, but I got to go back down next week so they can, so I can get some more stuff done. This is a little stuff, but at least I got the worst of it done. They're excited about moving in and happy as can be, so that was worth all the work. But I was sitting here, I'm a numbers cruncher, and I teased this a little bit earlier that I've come to the conclusion that, and I know the trolls have been waiting for this. You trolls and idiots and, the KMs out there and stuff have been waiting for this. But I've come to the realization that Dak Prescott's just not enough to get us to the promised land. And that's hard for me to say because I truly believe that Dak Prescott's the guy. But, here we sit 1-2. And we're basically a watermelon kick away from being the Eagles. Beating a Falcon team that, if they have another letdown, their coach could be fired this season, like next week. I'm a numbers guy, and I believe in numbers because numbers don't lie. And forget the eye test. I know people say, man, you don't pass the eye test stuff. But these numbers are crazy. "96 pass completions on the season. That's first. Out of 143 pass attempts. That's the most in the NFL. That's first. 1,188 yards. First. 396 yards per game. That's first in the NFL. 32 completions on average per game. That's first. 47.7 yards per game. I'm sorry, passes. 47.7 passes per game. First. I'll give you another crazy one. You know that the Dallas Cowboys have the same number of touchdowns as the Kansas City Chiefs? Yet this team is 1-2. With all that, here's where Dak Prescott fails us. Where Dak Prescott is not the guy that we need more from Dak. If we're going to be better than 1-2 and lucky to be 1-2, Dak's got to do more than what he's doing. That's great. That's great. Those look good on paper. But here's the problem. Here's the problem for the Cowboys that Dak's got to do better with. We're 30th in the NFL in penalties. There's only 2 teams that are getting more penalties than us. Damn it, Dak. How the hell can you do that? We're 30th in field position off kickoffs. Dak. Damn you, man. What the hell? You know you need a better kick return than that, Dak. 28th in turnover ratio. Now, Dak, you're throwing 2 picks. You thrown 2 picks and you had an interception. Throw 2 picks and had a fumble. And the defense, you got 1 takeaway. You got 1 measly takeaway. Dak, come on, man. You know you need to be out there intercepting the ball. You know, Dak Prescott, if you are going to be the guy, you got to intercept the ball. You have to take it away from the other team. As in not throw interceptions, take the interceptions away. And shit. With all these touchdowns that we've had, we're 28th in extra points. There it is, right there. This fire's hot. It's hot. There it is in a nutshell. Dak is not enough to get us to the promised land. I guess the trolls are right. Dak did not do enough in these games to overcome everybody else on the field. The Zeke Elliott's dropping the passes or not being able to rush because he's got 3.9 yards per carry on the season. It's kind of funny that Aldon Smith is about the only other person on the Dallas Cowboys that I can think of that's first in a category, and that's sacks with 4. And as a team, he got 4. The rest of the team got 3. A guy who just got here and hasn't played football in 4 years got 4 sacks, and the rest of the team's got 3. Does anybody see something wrong with that? Anybody? Our sack leader last year was a guy who came in, Robert Quinn, from elsewhere. CeeDee Lamb is probably leading actually in rookies. I believe he's definitely leading as far as rookies, and rookie probably for player of the year or rookie of the year. I'm just saying, offensive. To me, I'm just looking at that and seeing what he's able to produce. I mean, wow. If the Eagles had that guy, whoo. In fact, if the Eagles had anybody, because they only had one receiver on the roster able to practice today. Wow. And Philly 500, he's losing his mind. He's trying to put up a strong face for you guys out there, but he's literally crying inside to me. Or not inside, he's just crying. He's hurting. And so here's what I need you to do. Help out Philly 500. Go to his channel and check on him. He needs the support. He needs the love. You know, say, Philly, hey, man, how you doing? You okay? You need anything? And your team's garbage. Help a brother out. But on a serious tip, the Dallas Cowboys have some incredible pieces. When Zeke gets it going, incredible. Your receiving core, the fact that you got Noah Brown that's getting like 2 yards per route, I think second on the team. And you know what Noah Brown would be on the Eagles right now? You think he'd be the number 1 receiver. He'd be the number 1 starting receiver right now for the Eagles. And he's buried on the depth chart. With CD, not A-Track, CD, with Michael galloping down the field, and Coop. That's a lot of firepower. And they've become a quick strike offense. But Dak is not enough, even with all those guys. Football, regardless of what they tell you, is a team sport. You can be leading the league in scoring. You can be leading the league in yards. But, buddy, if you can't take the football away, if you can't get a few stops here and there, it just doesn't matter. And that's where we need the defense to step up. Now, I'll say this much. I want you to understand something. Actually, I heard this on the radio yesterday driving down, and it made complete sense. But when you think about it, you've seen Tom Brady, down in Tampa breaking the rules and stuff, out working out with receivers. You saw AB going all over the place. You saw Dez working out with Pat Mahomes and Dak. Basically, we can just go to a field. We'll go to the high school up here. We can run routes, keep in shape, working on timing, work on catching the football, right? You can do that with a quarterback, wide receiver, running back. And for the Dallas Cowboys, we know that Dak had a field at his house. We know like Jarwin was there because, we talked about it. We know CD was like, Dak got a nice house. We know Zeke was there. We know Dez was there. We know everybody on the offense was there except for the offensive linemen. They weren't there. I don't think they were, but maybe they were. But they worked out all summer long, and they did not change the offense much. So it was like they had OTAs. And you look at, for the most part, our skill players, with the exception of Blake Jarwin, they're pretty good. They're not hurt like the offensive line or the defensive players because they were able to work out. But if you're a defensive lineman or if you're a linebacker, are you going to the high school to do what? You're not running routes with the quarterback throwing to you. How do you practice being a linebacker except at real practice with the pads on? How do you practice being a defensive lineman except going against offensive linemen in the heat of battle? And when you take our Dallas Cowboys defense that is now, are we a 4-3, a 3-4? We got guys standing up now as rushers opposed to, hands in the dirt. We had Van Der Esch, who was going to be our starting middle linebacker, to then he goes to now you got Jalen Smith, who thought he was going to be a weak side linebacker. And you got Joe Thomas, who should be the middle linebacker because he's a thumper. And Jalen Smith is better chasing things from the weak side. You got a rookie in Diggs who's doing it all, 9 tackles last week. And it's funny because, one of the articles there in Bleacher Report said the one player everybody should bench on their team, Diggs should be the one to bench. Who are you putting out there for Diggs? I'm just curious on that one. Bench him for who? The defenses across the board in the NFL are not real good right now, and I think that's because it's going to take time for those guys to get in shape. Right now, you're having more scoring than ever in the NFL, and I think that's a direct result of COVID and not being able to practice and have OTAs. So that's where we are, guys. Dak Prescott is not enough. We need more. I'm Mark Holmes, and I stink. I'm going to go take a shower. I might even go to bed early tonight because I'm tired, boss. And it's the Jets and who tonight? Who? I was seeing something about if you take the Jets and mix it in with some Giants and take all the points that they've scored together, that there's like 15 teams that have more points than the two of them have scored together. Wow. That's suckage. Ain't no fun time in New York City right now. All right, guys. I'll be back later. Maybe. Peace.